Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Eli, and I'm here with our newest teammate, Anticss. He just got top 32 at the last Digimon Nationals over this past weekend with Gabu Bond. And yeah, I'm gonna give it to him to take the mic, and he's gonna show you guys what he played, explain any matchups, and explain any tech choices along the way. So, if you want to take it away from here, you can tell us your name, what you played, and how it was over the weekend playing Gabu Bond.
For sure. So, like Eli said, my name is Anticss. I'm Anticss on all socials, but my real name is Anthony. You can call me either or. I took Gabu Bond. I guess I'll say the reason I decided to take Gabu Bond is I thought it's gonna sound really backwards, but I thought we would have a lot of Gabu Bond representation at nationals, and I was extremely comfortable in the mirror match, and so that's why I decided to take it. And I'll just start with the eggs.
Okay, cool.
So pretty standard for the first egg, the Upamon. I decided to go for Upamon. I think it's the best egg in the deck, especially when you're really going for your plays and you need that extra draw to finish the turn. Upamon just facilitates that for you. So I thought it was the best egg. And then for the fifth egg, I actually went with Demi Vmon from BT2.
Nice. Why did you choose Demi Vmon?
So I ran into the issue a lot where, well, not a lot, but I did quite a bit of mirror match playtesting and quite a bit of like Jessmon playtesting, and I noticed like the only times I was going for that kill is the only thing that would stop me would be a bond in their security or anything like that. And the other Demi Vmon, just with the way I played the deck, I didn't always have the 8 cards in hand on the other Demi Vmon, especially when you saw it early game. And I liked having the guaranteed 1K versus the possible 1K. I
Yeah.
thought this was more consistent, and it actually proved to be. In one of my mirrors during the weekend, I had this Demi V out, and I just swung and restand. I had my 15K, and it was great. So
Nice.
I loved it. I wouldn't change it.
Nice.
So I'll go ahead and go to the rookies. So the 4, we call it good Gabu. I always say 4 good Gabu. Whenever I Evo, I say it, Evo into good Gabu. I think if you're not playing 4, you're not playing the deck efficiently. 4 Drabu. I think this one was really good whenever you just need to play and keep hand advantage, especially in the mirror match. For EX Gabu, this card is absolutely bonkers. Like, I can't believe this card exists, to be honest. Like,
Yeah,
the
that
deck
card's
was already
ridiculous.
good without it. Yeah, there's not much I can say about this one. I think especially with what I believe to be the best cards against the mirror, this one just helps you create advantage while gaining advantage with your other cards. So this card is just so incredibly good. I ran one of the dash pack Gabu. I wasn't playing it. This was more of a last minute decision. I was playing the starter deck Gabu, but I was running into issues where I wasn't seeing tamers fast enough against the security control matchup. And the security control matchup started playing more aggressive, and I needed to see tamers faster so I can kill them faster. So I just went ahead and played this as a one of. I thought it was fine. I probably wouldn't change the ratios of that.
Nice.
And then I played 3 Strabi. It was really interesting to me that none of the top 8 decks played this card at all, because for me, this is probably the most important card against security control. Security control and Diobora were the 2 matchups I was the most afraid of, and I thought this was the most important card against that deck, is to help you get into your hybrids faster. So 3 Strabis and then 2 Madoki Beta. I think that card's pretty self-explanatory.
Yep. Memory chokers are pretty good.
Yep. So I think that's 18 total rookies. And then moving on to the champions, I went with 4 Lobomon and 3 Kendomon, or Kendo Garurumon, excuse me. Like I said, Security Control and Diaboromon were the 2 matchups I was the most afraid of. So I wanted to get as close to max on hybrids as I can. You'd be surprised at how many times I had a Lobomon in security. And when I was running this at 6, if I had Lobomon in security, I only had 5 total hybrids that I could possibly draw into to go for game. I'd rather had like the, no pun intended, security of having more hybrids to go for game.
Oh yeah, especially in security control matchups, it's so clutch when you can hybrid.
Exactly. It's your win condition ultimately in that matchup, in my opinion. So, yeah. I went with 3 Octomon to round off the champion, so that was a total of 10. I didn't personally like Ikakumon because I felt like I would only get one good swing off of it, and this card, Kendo, was essentially doing the same thing that Ikakumon would have been in a deck for, except it was doing it better because I could gain tempo by swinging into their security and returning their Madoki Betamon. I thought this card was, I thought this card was incredible in the mirror, and this card was also incredible in the mirror. It's a lot of times you just swing and let it sit there, and it gets another check next turn. So it was really good.
Nice.
And then I went with 4 Gabu Bond. I think there are some players who played 3 of this card. I don't necessarily agree with that. To each their own, but 4 is, in my opinion, necessary. So,
Yep.
Moving on to the options, I went with 4 Hammer Spark, 4 Ice Wall, and 3 Howling Memory Boost, and that's all for the options.
Yeah, pretty powerful options.
Yeah, for sure. I didn't. I think Eli will remember this, but I didn't go with any removal options. I almost changed it last minute for the Diaboro matchup, but this I wanted to go with more consistency and less variance. So I thought this was the best way to do that.
Definitely.
And for Tamers, 3 Davis, 4 Matt, pretty standard. I didn't like Sora and Joe. There was no point where I looked at a Davis, I'm like, man, if this were a Sora and Joe, it'd be so much better. I just rather dig through my deck and play my deck rather than be reactive to my opponent. So that was my decision with those.
Yeah, honestly, you have a lot of memory manipulation anyways with the Howlings and the Hammer Sparks, so no need
Exactly.
for Sora Joe really, unless you really want to remove their sources.
Exactly.
So, how were your matchups throughout the weekend? What did you play against?
Oh man! So the first day 1, in 9 rounds, I played 7 mirror matches.
Oh, that's crazy! And how many of them did you win?
I won all but 1, and the one I didn't win. First off, I want to say shout out to everyone I played against. I thought everyone I played against definitely deserved to be there. I thought they were all great, phenomenal players. The one mirror match I lost, I won game 1. Game 2, I needed 1 hybrid. And I didn't see a single hybrid the entire game. And if I draw 1 hybrid at any point in the turn, I win. But I didn't draw the hybrid, so I had to pass turn with, I think, I didn't have an Ice Wall either. I think I passed turn with a Howling Memory Boost, and he had game, and it was unfortunate. And then game 2, his security was very good, and he played very well. So I couldn't do anything game 3, and he got that. But I won all the rest of my mirrors that day, so it was pretty good.
Yeah,
and then
that's really good when you can just win the mirror match, because ultimately that's usually the toughest matchup for every deck is pretty much the mirror match. And usually you can play better throughout the rounds to see who's,
I agree, and that's why I decided on Gabu was because I was super comfortable with the mirror. I was like, hey, I welcome the mirror, and I was just so happy that I played mostly mirrors all day. My other 2 matchups day 1 were Imperial and Diaboromon.
Oh, okay, nice. How did those matches go?
I actually lost to the Imperial player on day 1. He drew a line every game, and I couldn't really, I couldn't do anything to the. He drew a line into the Dino Bee every game, and so I couldn't really do anything to establish any kind of like tempo or take it back. Like I didn't have Howling Memory Boost really, and I didn't draw Octo to at least crash the Dino Bee, so it was a little unfortunate there. The Diabora player took game 1, and then I took 2 and 3, and I was just so happy because that was the deck I was the most afraid of the entire day.
Nice. How was was day 2 the same? What were your matches like on day 2?
Day 2 was surprisingly much more diverse. I think I don't know, but in like I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! In the Yu-Gi-Oh! Days, it used to be like Rogue on the front end, and then once you get into like the undefeated rounds, like that's when you see more meta. But it was vice versa for me. I had a lot of meta, and then I had a lot of diversity on like the day 2 matchups. But I played let's see, I played 2 mirrors on day 2. I lost one of them. One of them was the guy who got second, Brent Sosa. He played his deck extremely well. I played against the Lord Knight player who got top 8. I think I was his only loss that day, and he only lost one other match
Oh yeah, Brian
the day
was
before.
really good. Yeah.
Yeah, he was very good. Very nice guy, too. 2 mirrors, Lord Knight. I played 2 set control players. Oh my gosh. So one of the set control players kept me out of top 16. I needed his last check to not be tactical retreat, and it was tactical retreat, and I lost because of it. Yeah, it was unfortunate, but he was a really nice guy, great player as well. And I played one Lilith player who was also in top 8. So everyone I lost to was in top 8, I believe.
Okay. So it was Battle. You played against Battle, I assume, or Ying, one of the two.
I think so. I can't remember his name, but well, actually, I think. Sorry. The set control player was the only player I lost to that wasn't in top 8, but he did make top 16.
Okay, nice. Yeah. Nice. So overall, would you change anything with your deck, or do you like how it is now?
The only thing I would say is like I wish I had not changed, but at least considered Grizzly. There was one point in one of my mirrors, I still won that mirror, that he played a Grizzly for a really good advantage, and I'm like, wow, this card is a little difficult in this scenario because I don't have the Octo. But I don't think I would change anything. I think going into the weekend, I said, hey, with this build, I'm extremely comfortable with the mirror, and I think I proved that by winning over 80% of my mirror matches. So no, I don't think I would change anything, honestly.
Okay, that's great. Well, that's a very impressive accomplishment. Top 32, first nationals ever. Any closing thoughts or shout outs you want to give?
Oh yeah, I actually have quite a few shout outs if you don't mind.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I am a man of faith, so shout out God for just allowing me to be in a position where I could play the game and live a life. So I think that's great. Shout out to the DFW Digimon community. They were all in my stream just being so positive and so just all over the place. Specifically, shout out to my friends Mark, Sal, Nick, and Kevin. I did most of my DFW playtesting with them, and just hours and hours of like theory crafting and testing. Shout out to my friend Tommy for a bunch of gifted subs in the chat. Shout out to Max Tapera, day 2. He came in with just a massive host in my stream, and my stream was just crazy the whole weekend.
Oh, you want to shout out your stream? You stream on Twitch, right? So I think you said it at the beginning, but you didn't mention which socials you streamed on or platforms.
Oh yes. So my name is Anticss with 2 S's on Twitch, Instagram, Twitter. Feel free to follow me on those platforms. I do stream on Twitch about maybe 2 to 3 days on the weekdays, and like 1 day on the weekends. I usually stream. Any big tournament, I usually stream or do a watch party for those as well. So you guys definitely feel free to follow me.
Nice.
And then one more shout out to, of course, Team Limit Break. Eli, thank you for taking a chance on me and recruiting me. I don't think I would have been able to top 32 without like y'all's guidance and like the playtesting I did with you guys as well.
Nice, man. You're a great player too, and great to have you on the team. So
appreciate that.
All right, well, with that being said, thank you guys for watching the video. If you guys liked it, be sure to leave a like and a comment in the video. I'll have the link for our Discord down below in the comments, so if you guys want to ever come along and join us while we're playtesting or whatever, feel free to hit us up. And hope you guys enjoyed the video, and that's about it for now. It's Limit Break, and we're out. Peace.